What's up, my guided family? This is an upper body and core workout. Of course, we'll put an emphasis on strengthening those postural muscles that keep the shoulders healthy, and we'll even sneak in some mobility here and there. Begin by bending over and circle your arms backwards. Now try to get your torso about parallel to the ground here, and try to think about moving through the shoulder blades. I want the muscles between the shoulder blades to really feel it here. You can switch directions. We're gonna do about 10 in each direction, and I try to keep my thumbs facing upwards. That drives external rotation of the shoulder, which the shoulders really like. So go ahead and relax. You can reach down here, stretch out the back, stretch out the hamstrings, and then come down on your knees. Now we're gonna rock forward on the wrists here. So as you can see, my shoulders move behind my hands, and then I'm moving them in front of the hands. And as you do that, you should feel a stretch in the forearms. Keep the elbows straight, and every time you do this workout, see if you can gain a little bit more range of motion. Let's go ahead and switch the hands around so the fingers point towards your knees now. And we're gonna do the same rocking motion, but now the stretched portion of this will be as you rock back. And as your shoulders come further behind the fingers, you'll feel the bottom side of your forearms really open up. And you can circle like I am here as well. And this just kind of gets some more rotation in there to the wrists and the forearms. Excellent. You can hop up, shake those wrists out, prepare yourself to get to the real work, because we're going to start with a push-up to pike. So if you can't do a full push-up, you're going to do an eccentric, lowering yourself down, touch the belly down, and push yourself up through your knees. If you can do a full push-up, we're going to lower down under control. You're going to push yourself up, and then you're going to press back into a downward dog pike position. We come back to our plank, lower down for the push-up. As you press down into downward dog, really feel the shoulders drive your chest towards your knees. We're focusing on driving the shoulders into an overhead position and really pushing the ground away. And throughout the push-up, I want you to put a big focus on keeping your core tight, resisting the urge to arch your lower back, and at the same time, trying to open the chest as you get to that bottom position. The perfect push-up is going to open up the chest and allow it to expand, and then it's going to contract hard to push yourself back up. Awesome job, guys. On this last rep, I want you to slowly creep your feet up, and then I want you to push your hands back. See how close you can get those hands to the feet. You can stand up. You can feel good about yourself. And let's not take too much time. We'll hop right back into it. And as I, struggle to find which way I want to position myself for the camera, we are going to do some kneeling angels. Begin on your knees and reach your arms behind you, opening up the chest. Now you'll raise the arms to an overhead position and try to keep the hands behind your shoulders the whole time. Take these slow and controlled, and keeping the hands as far behind you as possible trains the rotator cuff and scapular muscles. Keep your rib cage stacked and don't arch your lower back too much. As you do these, you should be feeling the area between your shoulder blades and behind the shoulder really light up. Let's do 3 more reps. Exercises like these are the ones that most of us skip out on, and we want to go straight for the push-ups and the pull-ups. But if we're not giving the love to our shoulders like these are, then a lot of the time that's when we develop the imbalances and get the rounded shoulder look and bad posture going on. So feel good that you're doing something great for your body. And now, what's going on here? The guy just walks out the camera.
Cop just told me that I need to leave, but he was super nice, and he was like, hey man, finish up your workout and then go ahead and get out of here, because we're trying to limit the usage of the park. So kind of a bummer, but at the same time, really nice of him to let me keep going. Let's get back to this then.
So we move into our first core exercise, and all these core exercises are putting a big emphasis on getting the shoulders and hips to move correctly on a neutral spine. So tuck your knees up above your hips. The arms will stay straight up above the shoulders, and then you'll drop the arms down to the ground, keeping your elbows straight. Now, if you want more intensity, extend the legs as well. This is going to be a lot more challenging. Notice that my lower back stays flat to the ground. We're not doing this with an arched back. Keeping the back down ensures that those core muscles will be lit up and working correctly. Think about fluid movement from the shoulders and the hips here. Last rep, make it a good one. And relax. Those are killer. Good job. Stand up, shake that off a little bit. You've completed one round through this workout. How's that feel? I'm guessing it feels pretty good because we're working on strengthening the body through full range of motion, which promotes optimal health of all of your joints. So we're gonna hop back into the bent over shoulder circles. Now that you're warmed up, see if you can really feel those shoulder blades moving. Keep the thumbs driving up and circle those arms. Go ahead and switch directions. Excellent. Go ahead and relax. You can stretch on down, touch the floor if you want. And now we're moving back into our push-up to pike. Now, because you've already done these once, I really want you to turn up the intensity here. Make that push-up as controlled as possible. Don't drop down. Control yourself down and then really explode on the way up. Press yourself up. Press yourself back. And as you press back, feel your chest open. And as we do these reps, I'll tell you a little secret. Since this workout, I've been back to this tennis court quite a bit of times, and I'm glad that they're leaving the gate open and not locking it. I think that as we can't have any social interaction right now, it's really important that you get yourself outside, whether that's in your backyard or at a local park. Of course, we're all respecting the social distancing rules and regulations, but to be outside, getting sun on your skin, and to be in nature is really important right now for your mental well-being. That's our last rep, and we got a little finisher here now. So I want you to walk the hands up as close to the feet as you can get them, and then walk your hands back out until you're in a plank position. I believe they call this an inchworm. I want you to focus on really pushing the ground away, trying to keep your shoulder blades protracted to the sides of your rib cage. What I really like about these is we're training the shoulders to push the ground away here, while we're also training some pike position of your hips and getting some hamstring stretching at the same time. Active mobility is the best mobility. Now that was a pretty intense combo right there, so I'm gonna give you about 30 seconds break. Relax, deepen your breath, connect to the breath, and if you need to pause the video and take a little bit longer break, that's completely fine. Our next back movement is a bent over row WT. So you bend over, I want you to pull the elbows directly back like you're rowing to the side of your torso. Now you'll lift the hands and try to bring the hands to shoulder level, and then you extend the hands out to a T position. Once again, this is to strengthen all those muscles that sometimes don't get worked. So really put a big emphasis on trying to drive external rotation of your shoulder, trying to feel the muscles between your shoulder blades and behind that shoulder joint. Don't just go through the motions here. Really feel this movement and know that it's doing really good things for your body. This is our final repetition. Squeeze those muscles and relax. Good. Amazing that such a simple, basic exercise with just your body weight can really fatigue all those muscles behind your shoulders. But that's what we do here at Strength Side. We use those exercises that are going to give you a large bang for your buck. And now we move into our core exercise. So remember, the lower back stays flat to the ground. You can just move the arms if moving the legs is too intense for you. Focus on keeping that rib cage pulled down. If you're ready for the legs, let's go ahead and extend the knees. Get those legs as low to the ground as you can. I want you to feel the burn throughout your core, but I want you to like that burn. This is a good burn. You can actually adjust your mindset to like these things that are hard for the body. On this last rep, I want you to pause in the extended position, 5 to 10 seconds. Let's hold. Awesome job, guys. Those are such a killer. But man, they really will make your body work better. It's amazing how strengthening your core and getting your spine to stabilize and be in alignment just makes all the other joints work much better. The shoulders, the hips, the knees, the ankles, the elbows, the wrists, the neck, everything starts to align itself and come together. We're on our last round. And you guys know by now, we have our bent over shoulder circles. I want you to do 10 reps in each direction, keeping that thumb driving upwards. Now, for those of you feeling pretty good in your push-up, we have a greater challenge here in this last round, and that's to do a push-up and then a pike push-up. So we'll do our normal push-up. We'll then push into our downward dog pike position. You can readjust the feet if needed, and then you're going to do a pike push-up, bringing the head in front of the hands, making a triangle between the hands and the head, and push yourself back up. The pike push-up is a lot on the shoulders, and if it's too much for you, then just do the push-up to downward dog from the previous rounds. And for those of you doing the pike push-up, the more that you get your torso vertical, the harder that pike push-up is, and the more that we keep it at a diagonal, the easier it is. For me, I was personally feeling pretty fatigued, so I'm doing a pretty moderate version and keeping my torso quite diagonal. Do what feels good for you, and this is something that you can keep on trying to improve at every single time that you do this routine. Last repetition. Good job, guys. That's our third and final round of pushing, and man, those can really take it out of you. Push-ups are such a phenomenal exercise in general because they not only work the chest and the shoulders, but if done correctly, they can really help mobilize the shoulders as well. And it's something that you can just keep on refining your form and technique over time. And we have a final set of our row WTs. Now remember that these have 3 movements. First row, then W, and then T to the side. Really try to get in tune with each separate movement. We're not blending these together. We're isolating each movement because each movement works the shoulder blade and the rotator cuff in a different way. relax, and I truly hope you're feeling as good as I am right now. One of the great things is getting towards the end of a workout and just feeling the power that's in your body, feeling like you just put in so much positive work for your body and you're taking care of yourself and you're becoming stronger. And that is what it's all about. It's all about that journey and that process of improving your body and letting that help you improve your mind and your whole well-being. So let's move onto the back. We're going to do our last core exercise and we're going to turn it up a notch for those of you who want to. So we begin the same way, and of course you're welcome to do the previous version. You're going to extend the legs out and now keep your knees straight and raise them up above the hips. You can think about bringing your feet and your hands together at the top to make that pike position. This is going to take a lot of work from the core muscles here. And this can be one that you might want to start with, maybe doing 5 reps of this and then go back to the easier version. And then every time you do this, see if you can do one more rep in this V-up fashion. And of course, as always, we're going to hold on this last rep for 5 to 10 seconds. Squeeze that core. Excellent job, everyone. You made it to the end. Yes, celebrate. You just got so much good work done, and we really moved through this quickly. This is only about 17 minutes. I mean, we could have done this in 30 minutes, but we blasted through. We got the work done. I appreciate you letting me guide you. I'll see you tomorrow.